take her first impression of the game, and then all other questions will follow. So, Coach, your impression on today's game?
Shall I speak in here? Well, good evening, everybody. Aiko. Aiko. Yeah, we had the first away game, 7-0 in Rwanda. So I think our objective today was to stay humble, to stay earth-taking, to take this game from the 0-0 on. At the moment, a lot of people ask me, how much do you score this time? And I said, this is the wrong question, because we all the time work on our performance, and when we put a good performance on the pitch, the result will follow. So we just released all those result thoughts of our minds, and there were plenty of things to work on still. So we worked on our rest defense. What is happening when we lose the ball? We worked on where do we need the delivery of the crosses to put it. So all the time, this is our mindset. We are very hungry. We always want to develop and proceed our performance. And in the end, then the results will follow. So we are happy. We had a good game, a good first half time, especially. We passed to the next round. So coach is satisfied, but still there's a lot to do.
All right, so the floor is open for questions. Questions, please. Okay, Kelvin.
Coach, I'm sure you would have tried, you would have wanted to try a number of different things to assess your team. I think probably in the second half. Were you satisfied with what transpired in the second half after scoring 4 in the first?
Yeah, it's usually like this. Then the opponent also was sitting deeper, so then it's demanding a bit different tasks. We also think, of course, to future games already and try out players sometimes on other positions. Today, our Stella played on a fullback position, but you know, Pep Guardiola also put sometimes the center players on the fullback, because then you can start the game very well also on the fullback position. So yeah, and sometimes it's also to give them tasks, you know, that they stay awake. That so all in all, I was satisfied. Of course, there are a lot of details. Yeah, we need to still work on, but it was okay.
All right, questions?
Okay, Coach, my name is Yaira from AITT. Ever since you took over the Black Queens, you haven't considered any goal, you haven't lost as well. I know the team is doing very well, but what part of the coaching do you find challenging?
These are many questions. First, yes, we have a blank sheet. We work a lot on the defense, on the transition into the defense, because we also know the higher we get in those competitions, we want to be a team who is very hard to score, because we are always good for a goal, and so when we keep a blank sheet behind, the chance gets very big that we win the game. Your second question was about the challenges. Well, there are plenty. In Ghana, it's not always easy, but I think I learn also a lot here over myself, over my management skills, to stay always balanced, to solve problems, get in a dialogue with the players, you know, all those basic skills as manager are very much demanding. I have a very good staff who is supporting me. We have analysis, but we have also material, you know, we have medical. Until now we didn't have an injury and so on. So for me it's also managing my staff very well, and then they transmit a lot to the players. Secondly, we have a very mature squad. We have a very good leadership in our squad. Captains, 3 assistant captains, they transmit a lot and to the whole team. Stella is also getting to the leader group as domestic player. She's a youngster. So we try also there to create like a powerhouse. And all this, of course, the better it runs together, the much relaxed and easier the work gets for me as coach.
All right.
Coach, are you looking forward to playing against any of the top 10 women's team in Africa?
Well, I think we are a top 10 or either a top 5 team in Africa ourselves, first of all. Of course, we observed the World Cup very well. In my observations, I think our squad is fully competitive on this highest level. And then, of course, it needs in this high-level game also always a good game plan. So we are always starting analyzing, of course, our future opponents. We know very well and follow them through every game. I'm very convinced that we are competitive, and then it's a bit the game day, which needs then a lot coming together. But I'm fully convinced we can make it to the WAFCON and also qualify for the Olympics.
Abigail.
Coach, congratulations. A lot have said that since you took over, we had to concede scoring a lot of goals, but it has been against a weaker opponent on the continent. I don't know, but is it something with the team that you are building for the future, or you want to go with that assertion? What are we to expect ahead of this qualifier?
Now I didn't get your question correctly, I'm sorry.
So there's somehow tying in what she said. A lot have said that we should not be overly jubilant because the opposition we have faced in the last 7 games compared to the Ghanaian level are not worthy opponents to trample over Ghana, and so we should wait till you meet the big guns of the continent. Should we go with that?
Well, first of all, we have a high respect of every opponent we play. And there is never an easy opponent. Every game needs to be played, and every opponent demands different tasks from you, different game plan. At the moment, of course, we have a lot of possession, so then we work also on those principles. We know that the demands get different the higher the opponent gets. So we also already start also to prepare for this. I think it's interesting, yes, to play international squads. European teams have sometimes other abilities and challenges facing you. I think it's good that we grow step by step. Our confidence gets better, our principles. When you follow us, I think you see growing our performance. At the World Cup, the African teams showed 3 past to the knockout stage. I think also they could even have beaten England and Nigeria. It was a penalty shooting in the end, so the African teams are competitive. I think it's also, we have skills, maybe we try to pair this creativity of players, you know, this also physicality, and we give it also a certain structure. So we try to chase maybe then the European teams with a bit different tasks they're not so used to. It's all structured in Europe, you know, and a bit creating chaos. I'm fully convinced that we are competitive, and I think we had a good example from Nigeria, South Africa, and Zambia, Morocco on the World Cup.
Hi, Coach. 2 questions for you.
2.
Yes. So, first of all, talk to us about the blend of players you have. So I'm talking about young players and the experienced players in the squad. And then second off, I think you're facing Namibia next, in the next round. What can you tell us about your opponent?
Okay, about our squad, we called up 18 international players and 5 domestic players, which Stella is part from. Of course, we looked at, we have a certain age structure. With Portia, our captain, it's more a mature, older. Then we have like a middle structure and also some young talents from Ghana. I'm getting often faced by the question, why don't we call up more Ghanaian players? But when you look at our league structure, we have 2,000 licenses only, female licenses. 75% of the licenses are younger than 20 years. So, like Stella, how old are you, Stella? 17 years old. She's going to go to the under 20 qualification too. So our league is like a development league in Ghana. And we are feeling our under 20, we are working with its talents, but after playing 2-3 years in this league, normally the players live abroad. So that's why we also need to call up those international players. I'm happy that we get the support from the our leaders and the sports ministry to fly them all in, because otherwise you cannot chase the highest level towards Olympic. It's impossible to do it only because of the reason I told you now.
Okay, please, let's invite questions for Stella.
Second question was, first we play in October Olympic qualifier, second round against Benin, and then in December Namibia, second round. They won against Gambia, so we watched already the 2 games also this week. They have a very top striker. She plays in Fenerbahce together with Vivian, our striker. They have a good mature squad, are well organized. Also they're staying humble, having a good game plan, good observation of them, and I'm convinced we can pass.
Okay. Please, questions for Stella. All right, Kevin.
Well, Stella, it's a new rule for you. We know that you've loved to move forward. This is a new rule, and it seems you have been. How are you adapting to this new rule for the coach?
Okay. Nora, I am here because once there's no opportunity, I am more party. So when you coach Biana or Bessa, maybe I can use my two players to but my two players and also encouraging instead of so you bet me a strong and I so I say everyone also.
In the opposition now, is a new rule altogether.
Okay. Nora, I just be able to say, okay, Man City for almost immediate midfield and not now about right back and I said left back to change the mutual near Mayor and Bibia and okay, and I'm a say clear there and say about one position and I said, Bisa, it's me around is a meeting me about most of man encouraging the players and also supporting the man with the ball.
Any more questions? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you
Meet
very
again.
much.
Next month.